Hello and welcome to this lecture where we're going to be looking at this envelope section down here. So we have 3 different envelopes and they can be assigned to most of the controls in this main oscillator window in Serum. And the way we assign them is actually quite easy. We just find this cross here and then just drag and drop on what we want to actually assign it to. So for example, on the filter cutoff, I just dragged and dropped this cross here onto the filter cutoff. So below here we actually have a graph area. And this is a visual representation of what's actually happening in this envelope. Envelope number 1 actually controls the amp, but it can be assigned to other parameters as well. So this envelope 1 right now is controlling the amp, it's also controlling this filter cutoff. We can just right click this and go down to remove all modulators if we want to actually remove this. And the other 2 envelopes, these will not be controlling the amp, just envelope 1. So going down we have the standard attack, decay, sustain, release. But we also have this one here called hold. Okay, so I've just changed this shape to have no decay, and if we increase hold here, you can see it will hold the envelope at the peak of the attack. And now if we increase decay, so you can see decay has this slope down here, but hold is literally just holding this envelope after this peak or this top part of the attack. We can also click on these points and move it around, or we can use the dials down here. So we can really get a bit more control of our envelope with this hold dial as well. Now let's hear what this sounds like. And with no hold, you can see after the peak of the attack, it will go straight into the decay part of the stage. However, with hold, we'll hold this peak attack on the amount of time we select here in milliseconds or seconds. You can see here, if we increase the hold, we can't actually see the rest of the envelopes. And we actually have this zoom button here, which will allow us to zoom in or out of this graph. We also have this lock button, so this will adapt the graph to fit the envelopes. I personally like using this lock button, just makes it a bit easier to work with. So if we unlock this, we can zoom in or out with this up or down arrow, or we can use the magnifying glass, but to be honest, I find it a bit easier just locking this. I also find this blue dot that goes around the envelope in real time really useful. You can see and hear exactly what's going on. So envelope 1 right now is working on the amp. Let's have a look at envelope 2. Let's just set envelope 1 back to having a fast attack. Now let's have a look at envelope 2. Let's just click and drag this onto the pan of oscillator A. I'm just going to turn off oscillator B. If you have headphones on or you're using monitors, or visually you can just see here, as this blue dot goes through the envelope, it's actually going around the pan dial. So it's going from the left speaker to the right speaker. Can make this a bit quicker. So the bottom of the envelope is the left channel and the top of the envelope is the right channel. And we can right click on this and remove all modulators. And we can add this onto most things here into this main oscillator window. Let's just try the level of the sub. I'm just going to turn off oscillator A. And if we move this little blue circle, we can change the distance. So the top of the envelope at the moment is no level, and the bottom of the envelope is level. And I've just moved the circle around, so now the bottom of the envelope has less level, and the top of the envelope has more level. A good one to use this on is the filter cutoff, so just click and drag this on the filter cutoff. And let's just turn on oscillator A. Put this down even more so it's more obvious. So you can see now it opens up the filter cutoff as it goes up through the envelope into the peak of the attack and hold. We can also use the third envelope if we wish. So for this, I'm actually going to use the wavetable position. And here it's going to go through the different wavetable positions as it goes through the envelope. So you'll be able to see in real time these waves change. So let's just make that a little slower. So right now we're using all three envelopes. Envelope 1 is the amp, envelope 2 is the filter cutoff, and envelope 3 is the wave shapes. So we can, if we want, use all three envelopes at the same time. Okay, so that's the envelopes. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next lecture where we're going to be looking at these 4 different LFOs.